Hi, welcome to this video. Here I'd like to share with you yet another one of my chess puzzles from the book I wrote, Out of This World Chess Puzzles. I have some videos previously that you can find the links to for scrambled chess puzzles and for chess words or chess word search puzzles. And here what I'd like to show you are some of the kinds of puzzles here. I'm actually only going to show one example or two examples of these, but there's some different variations on this theme. And these are these sort of copycat or opposite move puzzles. Now, the goal of this puzzle, and these are two different examples, is for white to capture an undefended black piece. So first of all, you have to identify which pieces can be captured. So in puzzle 1, we could take either the b4 knight, the e5 pawn, or the g4 pawn. And white will make white will move consecutively. There's no black movement, so it's just sort of like a minefield that you have to navigate. You cannot move onto a square in which the king would be captured. Normal rule of chess, you can't place your king where it can be captured. And the special thing here is that when you move your king, whichever king move you make with either king, it's mirrored by the other king. So, for example, if I wanted to move my king from b7 to b6, the king on e3 would move to e2. And that means, if let's say you wanted to go king e3 to d2, that would not be legal because we can't simultaneously move b7 to a6. a6 is guarded by the knight. Okay, so again, the goal in both of these is to capture an undefended black pawn while keeping both your kings safe and having them copy each other's moves and move simultaneously. I'll give everybody a moment to pause the video. You can try and work out the solution to both of these, and then I'll show them in a moment. Okay, so hopefully you have paused the video and you've tried to work out the way to move these. You've also would have noticed that capturing, for example, the b4 knight here is not possible, because we could move king b6 and king b5, but then that would also mean king e2 and e1. And even if we tried to dance around b6 to a5 and e2 to d1, we would not be able to take on b4 because you cannot take, there's no e0. So the king can't fall off the board. So if you missed that detail before and you thought that it was a straight shot to b4, again, take another moment to see if you can solve this. But the correct solution here is to go from e2 and b6 to f1 or c5 to g2 or d6 and then to h1 or e5. So the correct solution here is to capture the e5 pawn. And again, this means that this king will move from b6 to c5 to d6 to e5, while this king will end up moving from e2 to f1 to g2 to h1. I think these kinds of puzzles can be a neat way to train some visualization skills, especially in calculating how kings can move during an endgame. And a lot of times in an endgame, you might have to calculate the movements of your king and your opponent's king sort of in tandem. So this is a different way of kind of exercising those same skills. Okay, in this puzzle, if you haven't solved it already, you should pause the video. But in this case, again, what we can do is identify what some of the vulnerable pieces are, right? Most of black's pieces are defended except for things like the a8 rook or the f3 pawn. Okay. And in this case, the movements that we're going to make will be, with this king, we're going to go to b4, to c4, to d3, to c2, and b1. So we're making this sort of shape here with the king. With the other king, that means, again, we're going to go diagonal down, over, diagonal down the other way several times. So that will translate to here a king f6, king to g6, king to h5. You might be able to see where this is going. King g4 and king f3. Capturing the f3 pawn, ending up with one king on f3 and one king on b1 is the correct solution to this puzzle. I hope you enjoyed this puzzle. If you did, check out some of the other videos I've posted, or please consider buying the book. The link to it is below in the description. Have a good day.